Hello, 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 hello. Y'all come in, hit the like, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, wherever you may be watching it. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching this on X, formerly known as Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube channel Queen1111. That's 1111, right? 1111 means time to gather. It means a change is coming. It's going to be chaotic. It's going to be um, confusion, but it's going to be a wealth transfer all at the same time. And the reference biblical scripture for that is Genesis 11, Genesis 11, the Tower of Babel. It was a national change in Genesis 11. And then 9/11 in 2001, 9/11 came upon the scene. It was chaos, it was confusion, chaotic, and a wealth transfer happened at the same time as millions of dollars of gold and silver was buried underneath the rubble of the Twin Towers. So let's get right into the topic. The real reason why the new COVID strand is going to be released right on time, right on schedule. We can look back at C19 2019, and even on the CDC website, it states those persons who got the jab are more likely, more vulnerable, or more prone to get this new C19 strand. Many people who got the jab during the 2019 time frame and era talk about the health issues they had after that, and they greatly resent getting the jab. So now this new strand is coming up. Now we have the distractions of President Trump or former President Trump, and what's going on with President Trump. These distractions are coming up, and someone left a message on my on my YouTube channel that says, um, I'm tired of people calling these distractions. The sheep will be sheep. And I'm tired of people saying these are distractions that's happening. Well, although that person may be tired of hearing the word distractions, that does not mean, or that does not take away that the fact that there are distractions. And most people still haven't caught hold to it, right? So I continue to put or reveal, give the revelation of the truth, right? Because there are a lot of people whose eyes, unfortunately, are wide shut, right? Even though it is hidden in plain sight, their eyes are wide shut. And so, with this being said, we are coming upon the fourth industrial revolution, the BRICS nation. So, what is BRICS? What is the BRICS currency? What just happened August the 22nd? While many people was focusing on the weather, talking about the ramifications of the weather, whether it be too hot. I just left Chicago myself. Many people in Chicago said it was just 101 degrees last week sometime. And then when I went, it was a very cool and calming 71 degrees in the Chi-Town in Chicago in the Windy City. We have now the hurricane that's happening in Florida, which is going to affect our gas prices, I'm sure, even the more as this hurricane is hitting Florida right now. So, what is the BRICS currency, and is the United States dollar in trouble? I have been informing you all since 2018 that this will happen in 2023 and going into 2024, right? So, will September also, looking at your pensions, looking at your 401ks, will September, as historically it has been, be the worst time for the stock market? People, I can tell you, September, sept being the seventh month, seven is divine transition. On the seventh day, biblically, God rested from all the creative works that was done 6 days. That word rest, right? Because you have to know the Hebrew and Greek language in the Bible. You have to know, be able to dissect between the Hebrew and Greek language in the Bible. Many people, they have the Bible, they have possession of the Bible, but they never read the Bible. They never read the Bible for themselves. They read it in a religious setting where someone is interpreting the Bible for them, and they go out their belief system based off someone else's interpretation of how they read and interpret the Bible. And unfortunately, the people that interpret the Bible may not even look up, right, the Hebrew and Greek translation in the Bible to get the original meaning. So they're going off their Western culture understanding of the Bible versus the original. And some of the Bible is also written in um, Arabic as well. So most of it is Hebrew, Greek. The Hebrew is the Old Testament, right? And Greek is the New Testament. Hebrew scriptures, Old Testament. And so if you're not interpreting and breaking down the scriptures and getting the original context, you're going to look at it from a Western civilization viewpoint and perspective, and you're going to have the wrong concept. So that word rest on the 7th day means to bankrupt, to reset, right? It's a divine transition, right? It's a spiritual day, or known as a Sabbath day, where the spiritual is now combined with the things that's done in the natural. So you have to have the foresight, and you have to have the patience as well, and you have to have the desire to want to learn that we are in the fourth industrial revolution and what exactly that means. So BRICS is a combination right now, and 6 more countries was added, of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. So with this, the nations had created a common currency. Now, when I say common currency, I want you to think about Genesis 11. What happened in Genesis 11? It was a common um, concept. It's a common collaboration that the people had in mind. They were unified. But the language later on in Genesis 11, again, 11:11 is the number of change and transition and wealth transfer all at the same time. A language mixture came from the gods, and this is written plural in the Bible, not singular. From the gods came down, and notice that the people were in unison and unified, and they were reaching a different frequency, a different vibration, right? And this is where we are. So once you have the changing of a digital currency concept, of a common currency, right? Reducing their need for the United States dollar and exchanging their precious commodities and their economy for the United States dollar. Once they reduce their need for that, then that makes the United States dollar worth less. In fact, in 1971, most people don't know this, the United States dollar became debt. President Nixon removed the dollar from the gold standard. Why? Because Spain was on their way on their warships with millions of United States dollars bagged up and ready to give back to the United States, because they saw that the dollars would be worth less and less, that it was losing its purchasing power, even in 1971. And they said, we don't want the United States dollar. See, the United States made an agreement with other countries that if you accept our monopoly money, our colored paper money for your precious commodities, for your oil, for your silver, for your gold, for your agriculture, right? God's wealth, God's way, for your diamonds, for your pearls. If you accept our colored paper, our monopoly money, then we will protect you, and we will protect your gold, your real commodities. And if other countries or issues try to arise against you, we will be your protection. Well, now these BRICS nation has come together and say, okay, we know the United States is strong. They have a strong military presence. They have a strong military backing. And what we are going to do, we're going to collaborate together so we are stronger than the United States, right? Um, so we are powerful, more powerful than United States. And you have the president of China, for example, President Xi Jinping spoke. And notice his name starts with the X, right? Notice his name starts with the X. Also, you have Elon Musk. I talked about Twitter that changed the name to Twitter to X as well. And Elon Musk is from South Africa. Many people think he's American, right? And X means one. X means one. Also, it's a symbol of a dragon, right? The Hebrew alphabet. And we have China and we have the year of the dragon as well. X as in X marks the spot, right? Now, X is also the 24th letter in the alphabet. So now we are entering 2024, the Kobe Bryant year, the live a legacy and also leave a legacy. And these BRICS currency will take effect January 1st, 2024. So this is a reformation of the international financial and the financial monetary system. And why this is important, because most people are not prepared, right? I saw this post on Facebook that says push to pray until something happens. And you know, I would like to change that to pursue until something happens. Be in pursuit, be in position, position yourself for prosperity, people, because this is the greatest wealth transfer that this generation has ever experienced. And I'm always at awe of the amount of people who only want a rapture to come during times of depression. I'm always at awe of that, right? And then I think back in 1933, the Great Depression, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that those people in 1933, the worst depression ever recorded, I'm pretty sure they thought a rapture was coming too. I don't think 1933 citizens and people are too much different in their religious mindset than 2023 people. I'm pretty sure that they wanted the rapture to happen, which is not biblically anyway, right? And then people see the changing of the weather, which is manipulated by HARP and man-made. And they say, oh, this is lining up with the Bible. This is lining up with the end times. Well, you know what? Just like the Simpsons, it's already been written by the people that knew generations in the future that this will be passed on generationally and it will be scheduled for such a time as this. The Bible is a great predictor and prophecy of what will happen. And if you are prepared, you can thrive in this and not just survive. But it's a lot of people who's going to be fortunate just to be in survival mode for what's we're going to happen, because people, we are about to experience hyperinflation where you're going to see higher gas. Again, I just came from Chicago. The Windy City gas is $4.30 a gallon there. You're going to see higher grocery prices, but your money, the amount of pay you get, if you don't prepare, if you don't grow your money, that's the whole parable. That's the whole meaning of Matthew 25. And as you can tell, I'm just going to be honest with you. I hate religion. I hate it with a passion. And so did Jesus. Because religion wants something for nothing. Religion believes that there is some spiritual being that lives in the sky that's going to come to save you, when God simply says, I have given you the power to get wealth. I have given you the power to save yourself, and that the kingdom of heaven is within you. In fact, the very word heaven means a high mental state. In fact, the Lord's Prayer says to pray that God's kingdom come on earth as it already is in heaven, in your mental mindset and ability. It did not say to pray for the reversal. It did not say to pray that God comes to earth. No, it says for the kingdom to come to earth, for heaven to come to earth. It did not say the reversal at all. If you can find somewhere that justifies the rapture in the Bible, then please leave it in the comment, because I haven't seen it. I've heard it teach, I heard it preach incorrectly, but I never seen it written in the Bible. In fact, I've seen written in the Bible was says God in Revelation will meet us in the air and there will be a new heaven and new earth. Never said that God will come to earth, right? But at any rate, you have the fourth industrial revolution. This is where we headed. This is why I break down numbers, because numbers solve problems. This is what I call the Bible numerology. So we had the first industrial revolution. This is where water power, steam power mechanism took control, right? The first industrial revolution, where they found the power of commodity and power. And so computers and machines, you all, as we head into the fourth industrial, will replace workers over all of these industries. So the second industrial revolution is where Henry Ford, the likes of Henry Ford, became rich, and they learned about mass production of assembly line and electricity. And Henry Ford's and the J.P. Morgan, the exporting of oil and things of that nature, mass production, assembly line. A lot of people still work in assembly line, faction and warehouses right now. Then your third industrial revolution is computer and automation that came upon the scene. So now we are embarking the cyber physical system. The fourth industrial revolution, again, the number 4, represents things of the earth realm, the 4 corners of the world. Jesus taught about 4 types of soil: good soil, thorny soil, everything to deal with within the earth realm. By the 4th day in Genesis, light was created, land, liquid, oceans and seas, and life vegetarian seed was able to be converted into edible plant-bearing food for humane to be produced on the 6th day at a later date. The 4 winds, 4 direction, the news is the acronym for the 4 direction: the north, the east, the west, and the south. Daniel 7:3 talks about the 4 kingdoms. You have the 4 earthly elements: the air, wind, air/wind, water, dirt, and fire, right? So the future is happening all around us, and you must rise to the challenge to meet it and thrive in this new industrial revolution, not just survive. And so now, right, as we are approaching, unfortunately, some people are going to think that the world is coming to an end. They're going to think this new strand is not. See, people, when you bring in digital money, digital technology, you have to push the 5G, you have to have the towers in place, which they've already put up since 2019, right? You have to have the radiation that's pushing this technology. So without me just saying it straight up what it is, then maybe you can read between the lines, because I want this live stream to stay up. I don't want it to be taken down. So when you have this mass amount of more radiation produced, and this is global change, it's not just United States, then you're going to have a global health effect, right? You're going to have a global health effect. So what should you do? Well, of course, you're going to look things to increase your health and immunity and immune system. But you're also going to look at what cryptocurrencies that are going to drive this 4th industrial revolution, because cash is worthless unless you are converting it into commodities, unless you are converting it into things that will use or will be used in this 4th industrial revolution, in this new currency change, right? So crypto, the new digital money, as is growing in population and adoption. These new countries that are coming together, the new BRICS country that are coming together, they are now accepting their oil, like India. They accepted their oil in the I think the Rubia, I think that's the name for their currency. They're no longer accepting it in the United States dollar. So that means our dollar is not backed by commodities, right? That's why it was called the petrodollar when the United States, quote unquote, harshly convinced Saudi Arabia to accept its oil in the United States dollar. See, that's what gave the United States dollar worth and value and dominance, was these other countries were accepting their real world commodities for the United States dollar. Now, as these other countries are not doing this anymore, not just India, but you also have Africa that's moving away from raw material exports. United States are not producers of anything. We're not exporting anything. We depend on the exports of these other countries that are rich in commodities. So you have Zimbabwe, right? Democratic Republic of Congo, they're focusing on chrome, cobalt, lithium, right? Lithium, things like that. These raw materials that are going to take over the world and that's going to be tokenized on the blockchain, or what's called blockchain technology. And so Africa is no longer exporting materials raw, but it's adding value to their own material. Africa said, we're looking at adding value and jobs to our own people. So these countries have gotten together and said, we're going to collaborate. We're going to de-dollarize the United States dollar. The greenback, right, is at a 20-year low right now of 58%. This was the final quarter of last year of 2022. So even though the dollar right now currently, this may be a slow drawn out process, dominates global trade, it's on one side of almost 90% of global forage transition and things of that nature. But we're still going to have hyperinflation in the process, where when these other countries are not exporting their goods and commodities in, it's going to make what we have cost even more, because again, we're not producing anything. Donald Trump brought this to the light. This is why his whole presidential concept or theme was Make America Great Again. So the mainstream media is not showing you or not educating you, right? They keep you with distractions about what's going on around the world with BRICS. And to be honest with you, it's really not their job. It's your job to educate and keep yourself informed and to look out for you and the greater good. So I'm going to show you a short clip, right, of the BRICS meeting and my short video that I uploaded. And let me give some shout outs to the people that said hello. I just want to stay focused, but thank you for coming in and saying hello. Enrich Gregory, excellent video content that you are providing. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Been thinking there's going to be a Federal Reserve currency and separate currency for trading. Yes, it's going to be the CBDC, the central bank's digital currency. And yes, it will be a separate, well, the currency technology that they're going to use to trade between countries is going, again, to be the X factor. X is the 24th letter of the alphabet. X is the unknown, right? The word crypto, by definition, is something secret or hidden, right? Something secret or hidden. I like to say it's just hidden in plain sight. And so as BRICS Nation has said that they're going to implement this January 1st, beginning 2024, of course, you have the X tokens like XRP, XLM, and other X tokens that will be the technology or the driving force to connect the global trading between these countries, right? So great point brought out there. And let's share this.
Leaders of the BRICS group of developing nations have decided to invite 6 new countries to become members of the group. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa said on Thursday,
"We have decided to invite the Argentine Republic, the Arab Republic of Egypt, the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, the Islamic Republic of Iran, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates to become full members of BRICS. The membership will take effect from the 1st of January 2024.
Expansion could also pave the way for dozens of interested countries to seek admission to BRICS, which is currently made up of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa.
On today, August the 24th of 2023, BRIC invites 6 countries to join a bloc in a major expansion. The 5 BRIC nations account for over 40% of the world's population. Do you hear me? 40% of the world's population, and the bloc is viewed as a counterweight to the U.S.-led global economic order. The list of the invitees is significant as it includes some of U.S. allies, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and also Iran, which is heavily sanctioned by the U.S. You people not understand that all of these other nations and countries are ditching the U.S. dollar. Also, on top of that, United States debt ceiling is currently at $32.7 trillion in debt. Do you hear me? And the masses are more focused on the damn mugshot of Donald Trump. Don't you people understand that these other countries are moving completely away from the U.S. dollar? Don't you people understand that your food is going to be higher? Your mortgages and your rent is going to be much higher. Your fuel is going to be much higher. Everything is going to be much more higher, but the pay is not moving up higher than what it is. You people better wake up and understand, man. All of this is by design, but yet you're more distracted with Donald Trump, man. Man, all praises to the Most High, man. I'm out.
Okay, so that's that video. Let's look at 6, the number 6. 6 is the number of man, right? 6 days, things in nature was created. The 7th day, a spiritual transformation happened. A spiritual focus happened. So 6 is man's ability without God, right? Genesis 1:31 is first mentioned when God created man on this day. 6 is 1 shy of 7, right? 6 is the number of man. It is man's power. It is man's will, right? That is done. And so, in fact, I talked about the number 4 being the representation of the earth and the earth realm, but the fourth commandment tells you to work for 6 days and to rest on the 7th. That's a spiritual secret. Most people work 7 days. They work the graveyard shift. This is what Dick Gregory calls sleep deprivation. They can't make financial decisions because of their restlessness, or they work 2 jobs, which Dave Ramsey teach from a biblical perspective, but it's totally unbiblical because you have to have a day of spiritual, mental, and physical rest and reset to hear the voice of God, to hear that still small voice. And most people don't take that time to do that, to rest, to reset, to meditate. The Israelites were told to harvest their land for 6 years and then rest on the 7th year. That 7th day is the Jubilee, a time of forgiveness and is giving freedom. Well, I'm talking about now financial freedom, right? Financial freedom. 6 is a restored connection. Man's creation on the 6th day. And the 7 is your collaboration with the spiritual, with God. The kingdom of heaven is within. So also 6, the number of mentions of the number 6, Jesus turned 6 pots of wine into at a friend's wedding. He turned water into wine. 6, physical creation within the earth realm. When man is acting out at its highest intellectual being. Wild beast, your reptilian part of your brain that acts out your intellect, but then the 7 is the pineal part of your brain that combines both the spiritual and the natural. So all of this to say this is that when you combine the spiritual and the natural, what's going on, you are preparing for it. Again, you are transitioning forward, and you are taking advantage of the greatest wealth transfer that this generation has ever experienced, right? Don't come up one short. This is all I have to say. The people were told to march around the walls of Jericho 6 times. 6 means finite. You all, this is the final, we're in the last quarter of 2023. We have Bitcoin halving coming up in the first quarter, whether it be between April and May of 2024, right? This is your Jordan year, per se. This is your opportunity to position yourself with greatness in 2024. Is your Kobe year, where you can combine living a legacy like Michael Jordan is doing now, and leaving a legacy, both what Kobe did. Kobe not only lived his legacy out, he left a financial legacy for his family as well. Thank you all for coming in. Quick shout outs to Phoenix 33. Salute to you as well. Hello, Miss Howard. Pray that you are doing well. Hello, Judith. It is compassion, my dear queen. I have hello to you, Little Capitol Hill. Greetings to you, Melanie. Hello, Patrice. Hello, Double P. I love following you and your journey as growing and becoming a queen in your own areas and space, financially and spiritually and mentally as well. And Melanie, hello for you. If you are watching this on a replay, come in and say hello. You all, I'm signing out. Just want to give you all this quick live stream. I took some days off to reset my own button, to rest and refresh as well. And again, make sure you are subscribing to the channel, or you are subscribed, and hit the bell notification. It's a bell right next to the subscribe button. If that bell is not on alert, you will not be notified whenever I go live. Hit the thumbs up, like, and share this video. You all have a great afternoon. Queen out.